Hi, this is Michael Gennaro, Vice President of Marketing for TMC, and I'm speaking today about building online communities with TMC President Rich Tehrani. Rich, welcome. Rich, the topic we're going to tackle this afternoon is the power of organic search results, which to many may seem like a very fundamental topic. I don't think anybody would argue about the value of achieving high organic search rankings. However, you have an angle that you should share with us about how an organic search result, a high organic search result, becomes that much more powerful when it links to a page that inspires folks to bookmark and return to that site.
Absolutely. And if you think about the spend that people are making on search ads and those types of investments, what they get as a result are ads which are discounted by searchers, because searchers know that all of the results that say sponsored at the top and down the right are paid for. And subsequently, the research has shown that that is a less effective or less of an effect on someone than something that's actually organic or highly ranked by the search engine. So we've built a series of products that have become very successful for our customers, and not only the customers who are the sponsors, but also the readers. And what they do is they're communities that rank very high on search engines, but organically. And like you mentioned a moment ago, they are organic search results that encourage bookmarking and repeat visits. So think about these products as extensions of corporate websites that inspire repeat visits by people that are interested in specific subject areas.
Well, you know, it's interesting too, if you think about just your own web usage, how, and I'm sure we are typical in that we will occasionally click on a search ad, right? There will be an ad that catches our eye as something that will be specific to the search that we had just made. And how often when you click on those ads do you go to another salesy type page? Very rarely are you taken to a page with content.
Sure.
Oftentimes you're taken to either a catalog type page, in some cases an order form type page, where you're not delivered additional resources you can use to make a buying decision.
Sure.
You're actually literally expected to make the buying decision on the spot.
Well, it's actually uncomfortable many times because I want to learn more about something and I am hit with a form that wants all information about me, the names of my children, where I was born,
right,
mother's maiden name.
When you're going to sign the check.
You know, I'm clicking on something because I want to get some information. It's extremely frustrating for me. But if I was presented with more information about a company or more information that related to my needs, and once I consume that information, I would feel a sense of obligation to at least hear out the sponsor. And that's where these communities come in. They are content-driven, they're news-driven, they are designed with news in mind to bring the kind of person to them that are in the frame of mind to learn about and hopefully soon purchase the product that is the subject matter of that community.
Well, let me ask you this then. There's two sides to this story. I have achieved this high search engine ranking now through my community. However, I know that TMC and TMCnet report on all companies in my particular market niche, my segment, and within the subject matter of my community. How do I control what content is there and I'm not necessarily leading my potential clients down a path that is away from my company's goals? How do I funnel those folks back to where I want them to be, which is buying my products?
Well, at the end of the day, the sponsor is a partner in the design of the community and the design, the look, the feel, the aspects of the community where they need to be involved, because at the end of the day, it becomes an extension of their site. In fact, most of our customers receive more traffic on their communities than they do their own site, if not all of them.
Right.
And that is an important point for us as a media company, that we want to make sure that the sponsor is very comfortable with how the community looks. We also want to provide valuable content for the reader. So by having a large amount of writers for TMCnet, over 40 bloggers, 75 to 100 writers worldwide, we are able to have a good amount of focused content living on a community. The messaging is controlled by the sponsor. So if they want to have the visitors know about their web seminars or their white papers or their podcasts or their blogs, I mean, it basically becomes an extremely powerful way to generate links also back to their site. High quality links from highly trafficked sites that receive at a minimum, communities after a couple months will receive 100,000 unique visitors, and some of them will receive regularly 300,000 visitors every single month.
Wow.
And getting your messaging in front of that audience is extremely effective for marketing.
So TMCnet will cover the entire gamut of that market segment, not simply the sponsor. So
Right.
as an example, what you're telling me these sponsors can do, and we'll use PCs as an example, you could have a web surfer, someone in the market to purchase a PC, do a search on HP laptops. The high organic search result could be a story about HP laptops.
Sure.
On the community on TMCnet owned by Dell.
Correct.
So this web surfer will come to this page on TMCnet. They will be reading a story, a news release or other, about HP laptops that is surrounded by Dell messaging.
Sure. Now let's take it one step further. They're looking for an HP netbook. And if there was a netbook community, they would see, oh, this is a community about netbook news. Oh my God, I've got to bookmark this. And I'm actually in the middle of car shopping right now, and I've done the same exact thing with cars. Before I make my final decision, I want to know everything about the car that I'm buying and the company that I'm looking to buy from. All of that needs to be analyzed by me prior to making this decision. So if I find a netbook, and if I'm in the market for netbooks, I found a netbook community, I bookmark it, I subscribe to the netbook newsletter associated with it, I would subscribe to the Twitter feed, the Facebook page, and the RSS feed. That would be my natural inclination. I might not subscribe to all because it could be redundant. Some of those I would subscribe to. And now I would feel like, okay, I've done my job to be informed. And if I'm going to make a decision in a month, that gives the sponsor a month to exactly to get their name out in front of them and make the case why they need to be considered. And so this is how it would play out. They started this journey by looking for an HP product, but they also see that there are other products in the industry, and every time those articles come out regarding the other products in the space, they read more and more content, and anywhere from 60 to 70 articles a month about netbooks will appear on that community, and they're reading and reading and reading, and as they're reading, they will continue to see that messaging, and that is the best way for a company to get their messaging out to perhaps the most focused, targeted kind of visitor that there is in the world for them.
With the